Hey folks, day 16 of the Vinyl Community Challenge. We are halfway plus 1 day. So Sam's back.
I'm back. Sorry I missed
yesterday.
you.
So
I didn't even watch your video yet.
Yeah, that's okay.
What'd you show?
I'm going to show you right now.
Alright.
Showed this yesterday, Mylon. I'm going to take a trip on a good old gospel ship. Big shout out to Kevin, Dr. Strangely Strange. He pulled this record back out of his shelf and listened to it.
Nice.
Yeah, because of that. So, good stuff. All right, so
what would have been my pick yesterday?
Yeah.
And then you can go, and then I'll go.
Or you can just show them both at the same time.
I don't know why it matters. My yesterday pick would be, well, today pick, the soundtrack to Woody Allen's Manhattan. I'm a pretty big Woody Allen film fan. To be honest, I haven't seen too many. This was my first one that I'd ever seen. It's really, really lovely. It's very calming. I can't think of New York City without thinking about this album. So it's good. If you haven't seen the movie or listened to this, you should. They are perfect. You know, his films, the soundtracks are just spot on.
Is it instrumental? Or
It's instrumental.
Okay.
And we've been listening to a lot of classical in this house, so that's why I pulled it.
That's right.
It's good. It's my pick.
Is there any good songs in particular? I'm assuming Rhapsody in Blue is probably the big one for that, right?
I mean, that's like the song. I guess that's what that's called. I just listen to it. I don't really fuss with titles, I guess. I can't think of titles for instrumental music.
It's fine.
For the most part. I just listen to it.
I have no frame of reference. I've never seen
Well,
the
you
movie,
should
so.
watch the movie with me sometime. It's good. It's good. Alright, so my pick for today, officially, would be Leonard Cohen. Songs of Leonard Cohen. So this is his first album.
Yep.
And every song is fabulous. I mean, honestly, I don't not like any of these.
It plays good just all the way through. You can really listen to it. Suzanne.
These
Master
are
Song.
all my favorite songs.
The first album is definitely the good one. One of Us Can't Be Wrong, Teachers, Stories of the Street, Hey, That's No Way to Say Goodbye, So Long Marianne. That's a good album.
You just read them backwards.
I was just.
Let me finish. Sisters of Mercy, Stranger Song, Winter Lady, Master Song, Suzanne.
It's a great album.
It's good. It's perfect. Yep, so that's my pick.
Very cool.
I'm sure everybody has this in their collection, as you should.
If you don't, you should have it.
That's it.
All right, so my pick today.
Oh, and we're drinking giant beers.
Your phone's ringing.
I have a cricket on my knee. It's fine.
I think today's pick is kind of inspired by Tim. He had mentioned about a Bee Gees documentary that was on Netflix, and I am a pretty big Bee Gees fan. Probably their first four. I'll give them 5 albums. Their first 5 albums are pretty phenomenal. The first 4 are very phenomenal. But it was sort of like a behind the music kind of thing. I think it was called In Their Own Words, I want to say. It was just cool to watch it and kind of get the backstory and see all this footage from the early Bee Gees. Because I never really, for me, the Bee Gees are sort of been like a recent, probably 2-3 years now going on now, as far as with, kind of listening to them. So they're kind of fresh to me still. So I just wanted to show this one. This is just a fantastic album. The Bee Gees' first album, definitely you could tell that they were influenced by the Beatles and the Hollies and a lot of the the 60s UK groups. They kind of left Australia, came to England. Really funny thing in the documentary was pretty much right when they landed. They obviously the Beatles were huge, and as soon as they landed in 1967, they were like, forget it. It's all groups are out, is what they actually said. And they were saying Eric Clapton is, that was sort of like the Eric Clapton is God period. So the cover is done by Klaus Voormann, who did the cover for Revolver and also played bass on
I think that's one of my favorite
Walk
covers
on the
of all
Wild
time.
Side. It's good. I mean, it has, they got
It's good.
there's the, sort of the pot leaf looking thing here, and then obviously the mushrooms and whatnot on it. So very good album. Every song on here is just fantastic. Turn of the Century, Holiday, Red Chair, Fade Away, In My Own Time really sounds like that sounds really like a Beatles kind of tune. Craze Fenton Kirk, Royal Academy of Arts, New York Mining Disaster pretty much was their big hit. Cucumber Castle, which ended up doing an album called Cucumber Castle. To Love Somebody, another one, just an amazing song. I Can't See Nobody, Please Read Me, Close Another Door. Fantastic stuff. So this is the mono copy of the American album. And when Sam and I, in our travels, we were in Ohio for a wedding last year, and I found this at a thrift store, which is the UK version, which is pretty cool. The back, it has some extra pictures on it.
Quite different.
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah,
which
comparison.
this picture was kind of used for their, the yellow greatest hits kind of thing. But yeah, it's a totally different thing, and obviously the laminated cover kind of is a little more shinier. So, great album. I love it. Probably one of my favorites. Definitely recommended. If you're into the Bee Gees, you probably already have this album. It's a great tune. So there you go. Day 16. We'll see you tomorrow.